Well, I tell you what, good evening, everyone. Today, or shall I say this evening, I'm going to do a demonstration that most of you already know, but then there are a lot of new YouTubers out there who don't know certain things about gardening, especially when it comes to the grow bag. This is a grow bag. This is a 30-gallon grow bag. What you do with this grow bag is plant in here like you would in the ground, except for you have to use potting soil. I'm going to show you a bag of potting soil. You don't have to use this one necessarily, but it's going to be in the bag. And it should say potting soil. Since you're just beginning, I don't want you to think about trying to make your own potting soil or anything. Just start off with some potting soil. For a bag like this, 30-gallon, this is a Vivosun. Some people say Vivosun is V-I, victory like victory, V-I-V-O-S-O-N. V is in victory, I, V is in victory, and V, then O-S-O-N. Vivosun, the Vivosun bag. They're on the internet. Look them up. They come in different sizes. You don't have to get 30. I just do 30 because they satisfy me. I can put a lot of things in here. I grow my trees. All my trees are in 30-gallon grow bags. Some things are in the 15 or 20, but very few. But you do what's best for you. If you are growing on your patio or deck and you don't have a lot of space, you can get 2 or 3 of these and you can grow like maybe 4 different plants or just one for one kind of plant in here. Now I have an auger. You don't need this, but I like to go on in and loosen up my soil. It makes it good and fluffy because you want those roots to be able to go down, not having a problem, no resistance. And this auger is attached to a screw drill. And so this is I think this is a 3/4. No, it's not. This is just a regular auger that goes into the area where the bits go. And it's going to loosen it up for me. So when my plants go in, no problem. And I had something else planted in here. It will also pull up any roots that's down in here. Now I'm going to do 2 demonstrations. I wanted to start from the beginning because you say, well, Miss Gail, I can't afford all that soil because it's going to take about 2 bags of this right here. And this is Happy Frog. You don't have to get Happy Frog. There's some cheaper brands in the big box stores. You won't find this in the big box stores though. But this is 2 cubic feet. And it's going to take about at least 2 of this. What you can do, depending on what you're planting, you can do some sort of like a hugo gardening method. Well, what is that, Miss Gail? I'm new. I don't know what you're talking about. It's spelled H-U-G-E-L, hugo. I think that's what, H-U-G-E-L-K-U-L-G-E-R. I think that's where it goes. Look up Hugo style planting. What that is you fill in fillers in the bottom. Put fillers in like leaves, and since you're doing a grow bag, you can do small twigs and stuff like that and line it with that. Sometimes I put mulch in the bottom, about maybe that high, and that takes up some of the space. Also, you don't have to have this bag filled up to the top. These bags fold down. Let me fold it. They fold down. And for collard greens, you're going to need probably about 15, 16 inches of growth. Look at your package and see. You know, so this is approximately 16 inches. And, well, let's see. This depth is about 16 inches in depth. It's about 23, almost 24 inches in circumference. So you will probably need, you won't need all this, but collard greens do grow deep. Mine do anyway. So they say they grow shallow, but mine grow deep. So I'm going to leave that folded down, but as the collard greens grow up, you can lift this flat right back up. So, but the good thing about this is once you put the soil in here, you just top it off every year. You don't have to change the soil every year. I did that until I realized, duh, why are you putting new soil in there? Because I didn't know any better. Then I figured it out. Okay, we about there with this. And it should be where you can put your hand down in it. And the thing about potting soil also, now you do have to make sure it stays watered. Now the cooler it gets, the less you're going to have to water, but you want your plants to not wilt. You know, in the ground it holds, when you plant in the ground it holds moisture longer. But when you plant it inside of the container, see how my hand goes down in here? See there? Just goes right down in there. So we good. But when you plant it in containers, like this, the soil goes straight through. Now it's not like the roots doesn't take up any of the nutrients. It does, but it doesn't stay, and so it would dry out quicker. So you want to make sure that you stay on top of your watering. I kind of give, during the summertime when it's hot, yeah, I water every day. I've never had to water twice a day, but that's because of my grow zone. You know, I'm here in 8A in Georgia. Now the people who are in 8A in Texas, they have problems. Now what I'm going to do is take some amendments and put it in here. This is your best friend. This is by Dr. Earth. You can get it by anybody. This is Dr. Earth homegrown, organic and natural tomato, vegetable, and herb fertilizer. This is an organic fertilizer. But like I said, they sell, different companies sells the same thing. So I'm just going to sprinkle this in. This is really good for your vegetables. It's good for your fruit. And so I'm doing about 3 big handfuls. I'm going to sit this down right here. And I'm going to get some blood meal. This is your other organic nutrient that you're going to need. It's a fertilizer. But this one, once again, this is by Espoma. I get whatever's on sale. So don't get hung up on brand names. Just get hung up on what you need. This is the blood meal. And this is, blood meal is what mostly your brassicas, like your collards and turnips, your turnips if you only grow on the top. Mustard and kale and anything that doesn't have a root, that's not a root vegetable or is growing a fruit or something like tomatoes and stuff like that. This is what it really needs. So with the fertilizer right here, the tomato fertilizer, it's going to have some P and K. Don't forget your elemental table. The P and K, phosphorus and potassium. It's going to have some of that in it, but not as much. You don't really need that for collards because all you're doing is growing greenery. If you're just growing greenery like celery, lettuce, things like that, you know what I'm talking about, then you just need mostly nitrogen. Okay? So what I'm going to do is mix this in. Give the plant something to fall back on. And you guys, if you've been watching my videos, you know I've already propagated some seedlings. Not propagated, but I've sown some seeds. I'm like on my 3rd set. So I have some over here that I've already done. These are not the ones that I just did the other day. That's another discussion. And I'm going to take this and stir it up. You don't have to do this now. This is just me. Stirring it up with this. I've not had to recharge this. You know, this thing is amazing. And I use it a lot. Okay. So we stirred that up. So we're going to put that away. We're going to spread it out. Like so. And I would just suggest when you have your grow bag, tuck the soil in around the side. That keeps it from, help to keep it from collapsing. Just push it in, push it down to the side. Push it down. That one can't really go like it needs to because it's going up against the other bag. So now, what we're going to do is I have 4 plants. I usually put 6 in here, but I'm not going to do that this time. I usually put 6 collard greens in here, and they be packed, but they all grow. These were homegrown. Oops. So I'm just going to put these 4 in here. There you go. And so I'm going to, first of all, figure out how you want them to be arranged. Now, you guys know we had this summer that came late and it's still here kind of. So all of my peppers, you probably can't see those trees, but all these peppers are doing good. I'm not going to take them down because I'm supposed to have collards over here, but I'm going to have to work around it. And I see right now I may have a problem with them getting some sun, but I'll pull them out this way and they'll get some sun. And once these die out, I'll pull this back in. So, okay, here we go. Excuse me. I'm going to put one here. I may just do, I think I'll do just like 2 rows because I want to come through and fertilize. Yeah, we'll do them like that. Okay, so we're going to dig a hole. Yep, that's about right. I'm setting the cup in there and see how it's going to sit. I may dig it a little bit deeper because these grow up tall and they can get lanky. And then I let this lip up and put some more soil in. Then I'm going to go back to my fertilizer, to my amendments. Just a handful of vegetable tomato. I'm going to drop it in there. Handful of the blood. Drop it in there. And then I'm going to stir it up because you don't want it to directly sit on there. It'll be okay, but you still don't want it to do a direct sit. Then I'm going to take this and put your 2 fingers like this with the plant in between. Turn it upside down. And you see it's got some very nice roots. It hadn't started circling yet. I'm going to hold it in place and drop it down. Then all we're going to do is push the soil up around it. I'm going to pack it in how I want it to sit because it was kind of tilting and I don't want it to tilt. So I'm going to pat some soil around it so that it can sit straight up. And sometimes you can come in here and put a little rock right here and hold that in place so it'll sit straight up. And y'all have to excuse me, I got the sniffles because I got a hold of some terrible dust. Okay, so we're going to do the next one over here. You're going to take some soil out, make a hole. You want to dig it about as deep as this cup. So we're going to go down. That's about right. Move it out the way. Same thing here. Vegetable tomato in the hole. Blood meal. Sprinkle it around. Take this out, and this has 2 in it, I see. Put your finger in between it, turn it upside down, squeeze it out. There you go. Nice roots. And we're going to turn it like that. These are some beautiful plants, if I must say so myself. She did that thing. Yes, she did. This little plant right here wants to, I'm going to have to take you sideways. You can sit them sideways. It's okay. She just want to be over here and play with the other plants. No, I want you to go straight up, boo. Okay. So we're going to put that in place. Bada bing, bada boom. So here we go again. We have this one right here, and I'm trying to see if I should have probably, well, that is up against the edge. I want them to have plenty of room. So people are going to say, oh, you only need to use this kind of fertilizer. You don't need, honey, look, when you just getting started, you just want to grow something. Miracle Grow is fine. I would suggest getting Miracle Grow's potting soil because it's got a lot of stuff in it. So until you get the hang of what you're doing. Take this one, turn it upside down with your fingers in between the plant. Right there. Gonna take it, turn it down. Oh, wait, uh-oh. Get to talking, forget about the amendments. You're gonna put the blood meal, vegetable tomato in the hole, stir it up. Now this is organic stuff, so it's gonna take it about a month almost before it can have something to drink. In the meantime and in between time, what you're gonna do is we're gonna give it a liquid feed. And if I were you and you just get started, go on ahead and give it Miracle-Gro. Just go read the directions now. Read the directions. Use this 1 tablespoon to 1 gallon. don't just go pouring that stuff on there. But read your directions, please, people. On everything. Don't just take people on YouTube word. Read the directions for yourself. Now that right there is truth. That's the truth right there. Lord knows I don't heard some stuff. Supposed to be making stuff up. No. Read the directions. We're going to come over here and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to make a hole. Make sure that fits. That's a little bit too low, so we're going to fill some of that back in. Yep, that's good. We're going to put the amendments in. NPK is what you're looking for. Nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. And it will be on the bag. They should have on here, on all of your amendments, what the amount is. And it's not difficult. I'm not trying to make you have to go get a degree in anything, but you just need to know. NPK, if you don't learn anything else. We're going to turn this upside down, squeeze it out. Put it down in here and go for what you know. Now this is sitting crooked, so what I'm going to do is turn it on the side because I want it to sit up. And for some reason it's not doing that, so it's going to grow a little wonky. But I've had them to grow wonky before and they be just fine. So we have our within no time flat. We've got our collard greens growing. This one's gonna give me a problem. And so this is what you've done. Look at here, isn't that pretty? Isn't that pretty? And they're gonna grow. I will keep you posted. You did this. You did it with me, so don't say what you can't do. Now I am gonna bring the soil level up, and to hold the moisture in, you can take some mulch and put it around it. I'm not going to do that right now, but I am going to bring the soil level up. I'll show you how I do that. And we're going to water this in really well. Try to water it every day until the roots take. And you will know when the roots take. Once the roots have taken, I'm going to come back and do a fertilizer. As a matter of fact, I can do a fertilizer now. And I can show you what I do. I'm just going to put some fish emulsion, Alaskan fish emulsion, which is 411, or is it 911? 511. Sounds like somebody's area code. Alaskan fish emulsion, and I am probably going to do some Peter's 20-20-20, something close to that. Or you can just do plain old Miracle-Gro. My first year here, not my first year growing, my first year on this property, I just did Miracle-Gro. And honey, let me tell you, my plants grew just fine. They grew just fine. So, first of all, I'm going to water in the end before I put anything on it. So hold tight. We did that so fast, I tell you what. You see how quick? You got collard greens coming up. Hold on. So I'm going to take you along with what I do. I have all these buckets from, they break off too if they sit in the sun, they get weak, from the big box store. And let's see here. And this is a tomato feed. Same thing that's in there. You put about this 1 scoop that comes in here. You have to order this online. This is Peter's. And you put 1 scoop per gallon. This is a 5-gallon container. So I'm going to only put about 3 scoops because I am going to add some. Well, I'm going to put 4 scoops in here. And then put the top back on that. This is the Alaskan fish fertilizer. Don't put this stuff on you. Don't get it on you. Don't take it in the house. And if you get it on your shoes, take them off before you go in the house. Then don't use this in the house. I'm going to eyeball it. It's supposed to be 1 tablespoon per gallon. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You really can go over with this. This is good stuff right here. But it stinks to high heaven. Okay. Coming. Okay. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna water this in. I do stir it. I stir it because the Peter stuff is granular. You want to make sure that it gets stirred in real good. Stir it with the stick and I stir it with the water. And it don't smell good. You'll be surprised what they be putting in your vegetables now. But the stuff that don't smell good is what's best for your vegetables. So you just have to know that. I have this apple tree over here. I don't know if you can see it right here. I sat it down in hopes of letting it sit there for just a second. Tried to move it and the roots have gone through the hole in that pot. I don't want that tree there. I've got to come up with some kind of way to get that tree up. Or maybe it's just meant for me to leave it there, but it's definitely in the way. I just pick me a little stick. You know, these little sticks come with your trees and stuff. I save them. They're good for knocking down spider webs. I had a human spider web yesterday. It was high over in my citrus area, and I'm glad I saw it. There were 2 big spiders. There was a black one and a thin one, like a banana spider, sitting over there waiting on me to come. I was like, So now that we got that stirred up, we are going to, not used to jet, not used to mist. I'm going to use a little bit of the foil. Let's see, you can't see me. You can't see what I'm doing. Let you get a little bit closer. Yeah, right there. And water this in. The soil is not like dead dry because we got some rain today. It wasn't a whole lot, but we did get some. But now you got this pot, and let me tell you something. In this pot, all this empty space, you can put some string beans in here. String beans are nitrogen fixer also, but you can put some beans down in here in some of the spaces. So you can have your beans and your collard greens, but you don't want to put too much because actually all of this are nitrogen drinkers. They love nitrogen, so they will be fighting for it, but you just have to make sure you keep it fed. So I'm just feeding this some water, wetting the roots, because I'm getting ready to put some fertilizer on it. Make sure everybody getting along together. But do you see how you can easily put 6 plants in here? Easily. And some of you, now this is for Pastor W and a lot of other folks. I'm just going to give these a little water. They don't need it. But I told you I would do a video about how I grow in containers. And a lot of people don't know about the grow bags. Excuse me, they don't know about the grow bags. You have a bad back or have any kind of physical ailment, you saw me sitting down in that chair, didn't you? There you go. It beats beating, bending all over, getting on the ground and all that stuff when you got physical ailments. So I just decided to go and give this a little water while we're standing here. So this water has gone down. We're gonna put this away. And now, what I do, pull you back. This is the bucket. Move this stuff out the way so y'all can get a better view of everything. So this is my bucket. I just take this little container right here. Don't make a big deal out of it. Put some of this in here like that. And I just go pour it. Everybody get some. That's it. That's all they need. And I take the rest of this and I go around and feed some more plants. That's why I did a big one. And that's good. I would do this every week and a half. Every week and a half. And so, people, that's it. And I don't got my chair wet. That's okay. Okay, that's it. Hi there. You see my neck there? So that's just phase one. I did already have the soil in there. I'll do one when I don't have a big bag of soil. I've been planting so much I don't have anything left. But anyway, that soil was already there, and that's the beauty of doing it this way. Also, you can just pull your plant out when you're through. The soil is still there. Amend the soil with what I just amended it with. Some people amend it also with worm castings, and it's a whole bunch of stuff people be putting in there. You have to put all that stuff in there. You know, you're just starting out, just going ahead, be simple. You don't even have to do the NPK that I put in there if you get Miracle Grow. Make it simple. See how you work, how it works out with your hand. See how your growing hand is going to be. I'm sure it's going to be wonderful. I'm sure that your growing hand is going to be wonderful. So, Pastor W, you have any questions? Write them in the comment. I'd like for everyone to let me know what you're growing today. Did you plant anything today? And comment about if you're growing in grow bags or you're growing in the ground. The difference is not much if you're planting a seed in the ground or if you are planting a start. These are considered starter plants when they get to this size. You still got to work your soil. You have to work your soil. If you plant a seed in the ground, you're going to have to work the soil, but then you plant the seed, you got to know how deep to plant. Don't just go put a seed in the ground. Don't just do that. Don't even just go put a seed in the soil. You have to be careful because it'll go all the way down in the bag and disappear, and you'd be like, oh, it didn't come up. Well, you planted it too deep. So I'll go over that. As a matter of fact, hold on just a second. Okay, you guys, I found the package of seed. I'm going to do a demonstration right quick before it gets to be too dark. This seed, these are carrots, so this is not going to be true to what you need to know. But you want to get one seed, and I'm going to bring you up here. This is a what they call a pelletized carrot seed, and you can see it is white. And you see how small it is? I would suggest wetting your soil, but let's just say you wanted to plant a carrot right here. I would just do just a little scratch, tiny scratch, just a tiny scratch, and drop that carrot right there, carrot seed right there, and cover it lightly. Lightly. That's all you need. You don't go all the way down. No, you don't do that. And this is something I forgot to show you guys that I do. This is a cup I showed in my other video that I punched all the holes in. This is another way to feed your vegetables, to feed your plants. And this could go in the center of this bag. Go right here in the center. You dig a hole. And you're going to, and it's going to feed all the plants that's here because it's going to be in the middle. You take this and stick it in the hole. Now that's not deep enough, so I got to go a little deeper. Go a little deeper than scale. You know better. Put it in the hole. There you go. That may be a little bit too deep because you want the top to be up like that. I'm going to let it come up a little bit higher. Certain way I like for mine to sit. And you just play with it. But I want the rim up. And you just pour your soil around it. And I'll show you in a second. And take the soil out that goes in there because sometimes it falls in there. I know sometimes I be videotaping and my lids be in the way. I'm sorry. So you just take it and what you're gonna do, your coffee grinds, which I didn't bring out here, eggshells, banana peels, you're gonna stuff them in here. You're gonna stuff them in here, and you need your rim around the cup loose. So, and free of the dirt, because you're gonna, when you get through stuffing it in there, you're gonna put the top on. Now I'm gonna show you what I just did, because I know you can't see. This is it right here. It's sitting in the middle. And this is composting in place. It's a form of composting. So if you watch my video from, I think it was yesterday, if not yesterday, the day before, get all that out of there. I punched holes in a bunch of cups with using a soldering iron. And for my vegetables, it's gonna go into all of them. Some of them I already have them. But for my new ones, I'm putting new ones in. And you just kind of put the dirt back around. And some people just use this. They don't use the amendments that I just used. They just use this. And when, you know, by every week, or you gather up lettuce that you're not going to eat, you know, things that you guys are not using. No dairy, no meat, no cooked vegetables. And everything, your vegetables all raw. And I take my eggshells, and I'll show you probably tonight. And I put them in the oven and bake them for a while. Make sure all bacteria and everything is gone. Then I crush them up with my hand and put them in a like a coffee grinder, and get them down to a powder. That way they dissolve a lot faster. They work a lot faster. But you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. That's just me. Like I said, everybody got their own way. I can't tell other people that don't work and it ain't right, and they can't tell me it don't work and it ain't right, because it worked for me.